And now to that accidental shipment of live anthrax spores to as many as 9 laboratories, including Tennessee. 4 people in the United States are now being treated for possible anthrax exposure after a potentially deadly mistake by the U.S. military. Senior political reporter Scott Thurman has those new developments.
Anthrax, a deadly bioweapon and now part of a terrifying mishap. This Utah military base accidentally sent out live anthrax samples to at least 1 private laboratory in Maryland and possibly 8 other states as well. 4 workers in Texas, Wisconsin, and Delaware are now being treated as a precaution, and 22 at a U.S. base in South Korea. How could it happen?
It's a great question, and that's exactly why we brought in the Center for Disease Control and their investigators.
The CDC has sent investigators, but says many answers will have to come from the Department of Defense.
As the Pentagon investigates, the Army's chief of staff says it may not have been human error, but rather the technical process at fault here, that the spores weren't completely irradiated or killed before being sent out.
And sent, it appears, via FedEx without proper precautions. FedEx tells us it's committed to the safe transport of all customer shipments, and our priority is the safety of our employees. We'll be working closely with the Department of Defense and Centers for Disease Control to gather information about these shipments.
No known risk to the general public, and there's no suspected or confirmed cases of anthrax infection.
While CDC investigators test all of the samples sent out, one expert tells us the government also needs to question when was the irradiation machine last tested and staff last trained to use it. Scott Thurman reporting.
The locations of the labs in the U.S. have not yet been named.